Hello, everyone. Today we are going to start the mental health unit. The reason that I do the mental health unit, the second unit, I think this is probably the second biggest problem we have in our country in terms of our overall health. Drugs, I think, is number one. This would be a very, very close second. So, we want to take a good look at what is our mental health. We hear a lot about it, and there's a lot of people that do have mental health issues, but what exactly is your mental health? Okay, so we're going to look first of all, what makes you who you are? Have you ever thought about what makes you unique? You have a number of qualities that make you who you are. The teen years are a time to develop these qualities and learn about yourself. You develop your physical and emotional abilities. You discover the kinds of people you want to build relationships with and the kinds of activities you enjoy. You also begin to form your own values and to understand the importance of standing behind them. All these things help shape the unique and special person you are. But this is a time of confusion. You have a lot of emotional changes during your teen years, and it can be very confusing at times. We want to look at the characteristics of good mental health. And again, it's very, very important you understand that good mental health is something you really don't want to take for granted. You want to find ways to keep good mental health. So, first of all, positive self esteem. How do you feel about yourself? Do you like yourself? Would you do things a little bit different? And the biggest thing I always talk about with self-esteem or evaluating me, I'm my biggest critic. And all of us, including me, need to take a step back and make sure that we don't over evaluate or we're not too hard on ourselves. You need to have a sense of belonging. Having an attachment to people, it promotes stability. It makes you, when you have friends and people you can do things with, those are very, very important. It also, another important trait is a sense of purpose, being able to recognize your own value and importance. All of you have certain skills and gifts. Sometimes you don't know what they are until later in life. So the thing is, a lot of times we try to find a sense of purpose. When you look for your purpose, is make sure that you're not doing things maybe that really aren't you to fulfill this part. Positive outlook. Do you put a positive spin on things? Is the glass half empty or half full? Basically, people that are very opportunistic will look at these as opportunities to get better. People that are very pessimistic are always kind of like negative towards things. Autonomy. Do you have confidence to make good decisions? If it comes down to where you are going to have to choose something, sometimes, guys, it's very, very hard to do the right thing. So, do you have the confidence to make a good decision, or are you going to be swayed by your friends to do something maybe differently? We want to look at your personality now. During the course of the lesson, we'll have three different small personality tests. And again, take it for a grain of salt. Each one is uniquely different. So if it gives you like a label that you're part of this group, don't look at it as necessarily a bad thing. But your personality is a combination of feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. There are five central traits to describe how people behave, relate to others, and react to change. Extroversion is basically how much do you like being with people? Are you kind of somebody that's always shy, or do you really like spending time with people and being in groups? Are you conscientious? Describe how self-disciplined you are. Are you able to stay the course when it gets really, really tough? Emotional stability. Are you relaxed, secure, and are you calm? Openness to experience. This describes how creative, curious, and imaginative you are. Um, are you agreeable? Do you have some certain degree of to be able to agree with people that you interact with? How does your personality form? The question is nature or nurture. Basically, nature refers to the genes you're born with, your genetic makeup. Nurture refers to your environment. Heredity, some of our personality traits are inherited. Twins that are separated at birth have similar tendencies like careers and hobbies. And that's a good example of something that you would be born with. Your environment, on the other hand, this includes your family, friends, and culture. The culture will put a value on certain traits and expectations. Different cultures have different expectations and things they feel is appropriate and not appropriate. We want to look at your stages of personality. When your personality is developing, it's not a clear cut thing, it takes time to develop. By 25, your personality traits will be established. This is in coordination with your brain becoming fully developed. Your personality will develop through life as we meet new people and have new experiences. The key is you have to develop and meet challenges before you move on to the next stage in your life. We want to look now at self esteem and self concept. We hear these terms a lot, but it's important you truly understand what they mean. Self esteem is how you feel about yourself. It's important to develop a high self esteem. You need to have a can do attitude, meaning you can accomplish great things, but it might take time to do. This means you won't let little things get you down. This also means you need to be resilient. Resilience is can you keep doing things even though you have some small failures? Self concept, on the other hand, is how you view yourself. Good self concept is not letting a mistake bring you down. People with good self concept learn from their mistakes and move on. Building positive self esteem and concept. Number one, list your strength. What are you good at? Um, and what maybe aren't you good at? You need to be realistic when you look at what your strengths are. Remember, you're not perfect. You will make mistakes, just know things will get better. Set realistic goals. I always refer to things maybe as baby steps. That means take small steps. Don't try to do things in leaps and bounds. Don't try to accomplish something that you will not be able to do. The last one is put together a game plan for how you plan to accomplish your goals. Rely on your moral compass to guide you. A moral compass is your values. What do you feel is important? What really bothers you? And so you really need to kind of define basically your moral compass. Learn to accept compliments. Be humble when you do great things, but always say thank you. Be nice to other people. Helping people is a great way to build self esteem and self concept. Don't get caught up with too much glitz. Make sure you're well groomed. Again, sometimes you don't have to have the best clothing, but make sure that your hygiene and your hair's combed and you present yourself well. We're going to look at our hierarchy of needs, and basically what this is. A guy named Abraham Maslow created the hierarchy of needs. Basically, he stated we have needs that must be met before we move to the next level. So level one is physical needs, your basic needs, shelter, food, and water. Level two is safety. Are you secure from danger? After you have those two levels, those needs and those levels met, then level three is belonging. This is to be loved and love, need to belong. Level four is feeling recognized. The need to achieve, need to be recognized. The last one in his hierarchy is reaching potential. This is referred to as self actualization. If your needs are met, the chances of you reaching your potential is very, very high. And once you get to this level, you'll find you'll be able to do some really, really great things. But again, these other needs must be met first before you get to that level. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.